Hello and welcome to another video. Today we are kind of doing the extras on the Wizard's Tower. So yesterday I kind of created this pink and purple crack, I guess, connected to the top of the beacon, and it was just going to stay like this, and that was going to be the rift. But then I started to add these yellow and blue blocks, and it started to kind of take another life. I eventually added some red and black blocks just to kind of add an extra kind of layer to it, and eventually this will end up becoming a lot wider than what it is, but I don't want to be paying too much attention into this as it's not actually taking much skill to build. I'm just kind of randomly placing blocks in hopes that it looks good. I think this will look a lot cooler when it's actually a bit bigger. For now it looks okay. I will eventually have it kind of forking out across the rest of the sky, and we'll be working with different heights and whatnot to kind of see what we can do with it. But for now, let's get back into the Wizard's Tower. As you see, I am kind of setting up these little chambers. They're going to be like otherworldly sections, I guess. I have no idea what I was actually going for here, but I started placing these down into a containment chamber, and yeah, eventually I ended up building another one, and one with a end crystal. Yeah, they're not really that fascinating. It's just some random thing that I thought the wizard might be into, because he does all these tests and stuff, and yeah, magic, you know what I mean? I should probably say I had absolutely no idea what these blocks were actually doing, and then I ended up putting down a shrieker and very quickly found out what these were for. So we now have some like monstrous sounds in the top of the tower that you can actually hear from the bottom, and I think that's kind of gonna add some lore to the game potentially. It's gonna add a little bit of lore into my world. We're gonna have obviously this wizard, this crazy wizard that lives above the hill, and he traps monsters and stuff, and I don't know, maybe he harnesses their power to travel to different realms, or it could be anything along those lines, you know, it could be anything wacky and creative, and that's kind of whatever we're going with the lore on this. Now I do think that I should have actually built this one last, as walking around does actually activate the sound. So pretty much any block that I put down or any steps that I make from here on out on the video activates the sound on that thing, on the shrieker. As you can see, I'm kind of building another area. This will be added to. I'm probably, once I take it out of peaceful mode, I'm probably going to have some like pigmen, endmen, zombies, some random things just kind of dotted in these encounters. It's going to be like a wizard's lab where he's testing things, so anything to fit in with that. This last one was really simple to put together. I just had to find the end crystal, and then yeah, I just basically placed the obsidian underneath it, and then quickly placed an end crystal, and then just locked that off. I'm probably going to put like an enderman and a couple of random bits from the end in here. It's just mainly like a starter for now, and then we'll figure it all out at a later date. Whilst I was in the tower, I quickly swapped all the sea lanterns with these ender lights, but then I ended up thinking actually the end lights wouldn't make any sense because they're kind of in the containment, so why would you have them all over the place? And then I ended up quickly swapping them with the lanterns. I did end up leaving the sea lanterns in this room here, but I think it just kind of adds a little bit of a gloomier effect to this room, and since it's just a storage room it doesn't really need loads of light anyway. After quickly running around and decorating and doing a bunch of things that eventually will get changed in this video, I decided to go and work on the wizard's house. This obviously is the tower, this is where he's doing most of his magic, and then he's got his house which is away from all of the monster noises and such. I did choose all of the furniture for this place, but my partner chose the colour of the bed. So we ended up with purple beds, and luckily we ended up with purple furniture as well. She actually had no idea that I had already chosen purple furniture. She wasn't even looking at the screen, and I just went, pick a colour. She said purple, so it managed to fit in with the theme. We did end up with these warped tables because I kind of looked at it and I thought if I use the same coloured table as all of the furniture and the flooring, then things are just going to look a little bit weird. So I used this one just to kind of break it up a little bit. Yeah, it's a crimson clock, and then I think it's purple sofa and lamps. But I'm not making any complaints. It looks good. I have no idea why I put the target there. I think that's just something that I'm going to replace at a later date. It's just to put something there for now. But even then, I don't do that with any other item frame, so I have no idea what I was thinking there. At this point, I am starting to think, well, if there is a wizard in this house, he's going to want to make potions. So I made him a little growth area where he can grow his mushrooms and make his mushroom stew. Yeah, it's pretty much a very simple design. And this is what it looks like when it's done. It's literally just 2 dirt blocks with some trapdoors around it, and then each type of mushroom just placed on top. It's quite simple, as I said. And yeah, there's no roof on it at the moment, but we do end up putting a roof on it. I'm not going to go through everything that we do today, but yeah, we ended up putting a roof on top. We built we built the rift, and we ended up decorating in the other room. Once this room was pretty much done, I decided, hey, the wizard's going to need to find a way into this place, as I'm pretty sure I didn't put a door. But then it turns out I did put a door. So I just decided, well, I'm going to need a pathway so that this wizard can get from his house all the way over to his tower. We did end up quickly putting this door in here, but I'm pretty sure it gets deleted because the block underneath it is grass, and I wanted it to be the same as the interior. But for now, I'm just mainly focusing on this path. I didn't really have a plan, I just kind of went with it. We were just kind of messing around, getting rid of some of the flowers, building this path. I kind of zigzagged it across the way, just to kind of add a little bit of character to it. I'll probably end up adding to this path. It's not the final design. It is literally just a 1 by 1 kind of dig out. Maybe I'll eventually do it to a 3, and then that can be opened up for different textures. I can put some cobblestone in it, I can put some buttons on there, maybe even some different dirt patches. At this point I had no idea where the door was, so I had to fly around and find that. And it turns out it was on the complete opposite side to where I was. So I had to very quickly build my way around from here. I think the most annoying part about this was definitely the vines. I didn't realise that if there was a vine on the bottom bit that you couldn't actually dig a path. I have no idea if the vines are going to regrow there now that the path is there. I'm kind of hoping they do, because they kind of cover up some of the details that I wanted covered up. But you know, if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's only the bottom of the path. It's not, no, sorry, it's only the bottom of the tower. It's not like it's the end of the world. It's just a little bit annoying. The next day, I decided it was time to put a roof on this building. I didn't actually want to put a roof on this building because we had the perfect view of that rift. But, you know, it kind of looked a bit odd not having the roof there, so we ended up just putting a couple of glass barriers around the one layer. No, sorry, I think I did 2 blocks of glass, but it was on a diagonal, and then I went with a stone brick, just to kind of top it all off. I am very likely to change this in the future. Maybe I'm going to put it onto like some fence panels or something and just raise it up and have a roof with no windows. I actually have no idea of what the plan is for now. You'll actually see this roof isn't detailed or anything. It's literally just some glass with a flat load of stone brick, yeah, with a bunch of stone bricks on it. I wasn't putting my imagination into this bit. I was originally going to do it with this crimson planks, but then I thought, hold on, no, that's the colour of the floor. We need the colour of the outside of the building. And so it became this little stone brick roof. It is literally just flat, and it goes over the little bit that I've done here. You can still see the rift from certain angles within the base, which, well, not within the base, but within the Wizard's Tower, which is kind of okay. It's not really what I wanted, so maybe if I go back onto the game, I can extend the glass up, or like I said, put it with fence panels just in each corner. But one way or another, I need more space to be able to see the rift, because I'm kind of unhappy with the space that I've given myself. In the stream, I very quickly flew off and flew back because I didn't want the wizard's house to kind of look more detailed or to outdo the tower. I wanted the tower to kind of be the centerpiece here, and then I'm going to start building up around the tower and the wizard's house. We're going to have like a little magical village section up here. I'm not saying magical like unicorns and stuff. I mean like it's going to be beasts and just some random stuff on this top of the hill. Obviously this is the angle that you can see the rift from, which kind of works if you're working. So for the roleplay aspects of things, I guess it does work. I ended up putting a mushroom on here. And then I was thinking about putting a telescope out here, but I have no idea how I would go about doing that. But I think a telescope aiming up towards the rift would be a pretty cool detail in this world. After seeing how dark it was, I decided to go to bed, and with a new day starting, I thought, hey, I'm going to go and do the finishing touches on the tower. So you're going to have to bear with me with all the noises that the shriekers make, but this is 100% worth it. I'm not really planning on adding too many more details to this place, and the next time I come here I'll probably be in spectator mode just so that I can show off the lenses and everything. This bottom room isn't really going to change. It's most likely just going to stay as it is because, I mean, it's just a storage room. This room here is kind of the experiments room. You can tell with the potion stands, and yeah, I did a little boogie up here just to see if that would affect the shriekers. And this is the containment room, which obviously if you walk around you can definitely hear those shriekers. You could hear them downstairs, but you know, these rooms are definitely going to look a little bit more lively when I actually put something in it. I'm thinking the end one will have an enderman, the shrieker one will probably have one of the cave monsters. I actually can't remember the name of them. Yeah. Speaking of the finishing details though, these are just a bunch of glowing item frames. I am going to put things into this in the future, and yeah, I do end up putting some skeleton skulls and a wither skeleton skull just on top of the workbenches in front of me. I just thought it would bring a little bit more characters to the table. So yeah, just a quick skeleton on this one. I didn't even mean to put it in there. I actually meant to put it on the workstation. So I ended up having to very quickly replace this table, which was a little bit annoying. I'm not gonna lie. But it didn't take too long to fix. There's the table, and we just had to crouch to place this. And I learned that the other day. I learned that you had to crouch to place things on top of things. I didn't know that. I learned it from a tutorial. But I'm glad that I do now know it, and obviously I had to very quickly check that all of these workstations still worked, because otherwise there's no point in having them on the table. This little blue one here and these things up here, I'm hoping that they look like lenses that are like refining the light or something. I haven't really quite thought about how I'm going to do that, but I'm hoping that they start to look like lenses. At the moment it's just glass blocks with some gates around them and some fences and some signposts. So I'm hoping that they look like they're being held in place, and then obviously the refinement of the gems or whatever you want to call them, that's what's causing the rift up here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some crazy stupid lore that I decided to come up with. I thought wizards' towers would look really cool with rifts above them. So I don't know if this is the only one that I'm going to do. I may do one or two, but who knows. And yeah, with the build now completed, I wanted to very quickly just show off how close this is to the original build. I am actually going to be coming back here to just very quickly build some more village houses. We're going to be dotting them around kind of randomly. And yeah, I don't really think there's too much more going on at the moment. So I'm going to end the video here, and I'll be making another video tomorrow. I just wanted to very quickly show off the water house that I mentioned in yesterday's video, as it wasn't included in the tour. But yeah, apart from that, I think we are about done. That's my wizard's house done for today, and the rift above it. I'm just kind of flying around at this point, so I'm not going to hold you any longer. It's quite a short video, only 15 minutes, but thank you for watching. Keep being awesome, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. If you're interested, you should probably go and check out my stream if you want to watch how I built everything. Obviously it's not sped up or cut, so you'll be able to see the full process. The rift bit, like I said, the reason that's sped up, I just spammed the trigger button and just kind of hoped that it looked cool, and luckily it did. I'm going to say it again because I usually say it at the end of the video, and I kind of went on a little ramble there, but keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.
You can only sleep at night or during thunderstorms.